And this next one, we got a fight at the bantamweight division, and it's Mario Bautista against Benito Lopez. Kind of strange matchmaking. I would have assumed that Mario Bautista would have got a better matchup after he just defeated Brian Kelleher in the first round by submission, but he's getting a fighter in Benito Lopez that is coming off a victory in the UFC, has a winning record in the UFC at 2-1, but hasn't fought in over 3 years. Since the last time we saw him, he had a baby, he became a realtor, so hopefully he's coming back to fight for the right reasons, not just get a quick payday, but kind of have to see how he looks. At one point, he was a fighter the UFC was trying to push. Lopez, he was obviously Mexican, he was fighting out of Team Alpha Male, and he had a flashy style. And his opponent, Mario Bautista, he's already had 5 UFC fights, though, since the last time that Lopez has fought, and he's won 4 or 5, 2 in a row. The last fight, he, like I said, submitted Brian Kelleher in the first round, which is the biggest victory of his career. And I think Benito Lopez is kind of a step back in competition. But for Benito Lopez, he last fought against Vince Morales. He won that fight. And I think this is a pretty big step up in competition from Vince Morales to Mario Bautista. But with Lopez, we got a guy that's real tall, rangy. He's going to have a 4-inch reach advantage in this one. And he's quick, he's agile, he has good footwork, he could switch stances, he'll throw a lot of feints out there, nice kicks, big leg kicks, he'll throw real nice kicks to all parts of the body. And his striking is real free-flowing, dynamic, flying knees, spinning attacks. And he's a difficult fighter to read, but he will float his chin as he pulls back. He likes to try to frame with his lead hand to give distance and pull away, and that can get him dropped. It got him dropped against Vince Morales. He isn't the greatest when you could pressure him heavily. And he isn't an offensive grappler, nor is he a wrestler. But if you do take down Lopez, you have to be ready for his guard, where he is going to throw up arm bars, he is going to throw up triangles. So he is a danger factor in the submission game. And being at Team Alpha Male, I haven't really seen him attack the neck too much, but I would assume he probably has a pretty good guillotine as well. So if you take him down, just you have to know that he's going to have a decent submission game. And he's only 28 years old. So even though he's took this time off, if he's been training, he's been putting the work in, he could potentially come in as a better version of himself. He's already a good athlete, and he's a pretty solid striker. So if he gets better with his boxing defense, with his footwork and ability to not get backed up so much, and also with his defensive grappling, then he could become a force and become a better fighter in this weight class. But Mario Bautista has proven more and more that he's already getting closer to that finished product. When Mario Bautista came to the UFC, we saw him more as a striker, and he is a very good striker. He has good distance control, nice movement. There's a lot of volume. He's good in the clinch, good on the inside. Kind of a pressure guy that throws a lot of strikes out there and tries to break fighters. And he's also good on the inside. And recently, he's been working on the grappling and really rounding that out more. If you saw his loss to Corey Sandhagen, he ended up getting submitted in that one, and I think after that, went back, worked on the grappling, the wrestling, and he was able to out-grapple Jay Perrin. He was able to take down Brian Kelleher and submit him with the rear naked choke. So with this fight, I think he's going to be looking to get the pressure and then the takedowns on Lopez. That'll be the easiest path to victory. Nino is dynamic on the feet, and if Bautista keeps it there, we did see him get clipped against Trevin Jones, get caught and countered. So there's a potential that Lopez could catch him. Bautista, he is a little bit reckless the way that he comes in. He's a little bit hittable with, at times, and I think he shored that up a little bit, but against Lopez, there's still a danger factor there for a knockout, so I think if he can grapple, get it to the ground, you have the advantage there. Has to be a little bit weird of the submission game of Benito off of his back, but as long as he's smart, he's not going to get submitted with anything. I think he could dominate and maybe find a finish, be a submission, ground and pound, or win the decision. Hard to pick Lopez in this spot just because he hasn't fought in over 3 years. He's had a lot of things going on outside the fight game. I don't know if he's been training 100%. I have no idea what he's been doing during his 3 years off. So I think Bautista, who's been dedicated and who's been getting wins, who just got a big high-level win, has to be the pick here. And I'll say that he gets it done via submission. So I'll go with Mario Bautista to get a second submission in a row here.